Village boy to English speaker, my YouTube journey. My name is Ram. I am a simple boy from a small village in India. Life here is quiet. Green fields, dusty roads, and people who know each other by name. I studied only up to class 6. After that, I couldn't go to school anymore. My family didn't have much money, and I had to help with farming and household work. But deep in my heart, I had one dream. I wanted to speak English, not because I wanted to show off, but because I saw the world changing. I saw people getting jobs, traveling, using phones and internet, all because they could speak English. I felt left behind. Sometimes, when people came from the city and spoke in English, I stayed quiet. I was shy. I felt small. One day, I picked up my brother's phone and opened YouTube. I typed, "How to speak English." That one small search changed my life. At first, I didn't understand anything. The people on the videos were talking fast. But I didn't give up. I started with simple videos, daily English sentences, spoken English for beginners, English for village boys. I watched every day, while feeding the cows, while sitting under a tree, and even while working in the fields. I listened, repeated, and sometimes recorded myself. I didn't care if people laughed at me. I made mistakes, but every mistake taught me something. One video taught me how to introduce myself. Another taught me how to speak to strangers. Some taught me grammar, others gave me confidence. Slowly, I started speaking. I would talk to myself in English. I would greet shopkeepers in English just for practice. My confidence grew. 1 year passed, then 2. Now, I can speak English fluently. No, I don't use big words, but I can speak clearly and people understand me. That is enough. Now people in my village ask me, "Ram, how did you learn English?" I smile and say, "From YouTube." They look surprised. Some of them even ask me to teach their children. Today, I help others who want to learn. I make small videos in Hindi and English to help village boys like me. I tell them, you don't need a big school. You need a big dream and internet. After I started speaking English, something changed inside me. Before, I used to sit quietly in groups. Now, I talk confidently, even in front of strangers. People listen to me. They respect me. Not because I am rich or highly educated, but because I never gave up. That is something even education cannot always give, a fighting spirit. One day, something amazing happened. A teacher from a nearby school came to my village. He was surprised to hear me speak English. He asked, "Where did you study?" I said, "Only till class 6, but I learned English from YouTube." That one sentence changed my life again. I started helping children in the evening. We sat under the He and internet, all because they could speak English. I felt left behind. Sometimes when people came from the city and spoke in English, I stayed quiet. I was shy. I felt small. One day, I picked up my brother's phone and opened YouTube. I typed, "How to speak English." That one small search changed my life. At first, I didn't understand anything. The people on the videos were talking fast. But I didn't give up. I started with simple videos, daily English sentences, spoken English for beginners, English for village boys. I watched every day, while feeding the cows, while sitting under a tree, and even while working in the fields. I listened, repeated, and sometimes recorded myself. I didn't care if people laughed at me. I made mistakes, but every mistake taught me something. One video taught me how to introduce myself. Another taught me how to speak to strangers. Some taught me grammar, others gave me confidence. Slowly, I started speaking. I would talk to myself in English. I would greet shopkeepers in English just for practice. My confidence grew. 1 year passed, then 2. Now I can speak English fluently. No, I don't use big words, but I can speak clearly, and people understand me. That is enough. Now people in my village ask me, Ram, how did you learn English? I smile and say, from YouTube. They look surprised. Some of them even ask me to teach their children. Today, I help others who want to learn. I make small videos in Hindi and English to help village boys like me. I tell them, you don't need a big school, you need a big dream and internet. After I started speaking English, something changed inside me. Before, I used to sit quietly in groups. Now, I talk confidently, even in front of strangers. People listen to me. They respect me. Not because I am rich or highly educated, but because I never gave up. That is something even education cannot always give, a fighting spirit. One day, something amazing happened. A teacher from a nearby school came to my village. He was surprised to hear me speak English. He asked, "Where did you study?" I said only till class 6, but I learned English from YouTube. He looked at me with wide eyes and said, "You should teach others. Your journey is an inspiration." That one sentence changed my life again. I started helping children in the evening. We sat under the banyan tree with one mobile phone and a small speaker. I would play YouTube videos and explain in simple words. We would practice speaking with each other. Slowly, more kids started coming. Even some adults joined. They said, "Ram, teach us too." That's when I realized this was my purpose, not just learning English, but sharing what I had learned. So I created a YouTube channel. I called it Village English with Ram. I recorded videos in my own voice, wearing my village clothes, sitting under a tree. I didn't try to be like city people. I was just myself. In my videos, I spoke in simple English and explained in Hindi, like how to speak English in the market, English for farmers, English for job interviews. At first, only 10 people watched, then 100, then 1,000. One video went viral. How I learned English in the village without school. People commented, "Pai, you inspired me. If you can do it, we can too. Your English is better than many city students." Some even said, "Your English is not perfect," but I smiled. I never wanted to be perfect. I just wanted to be understood. Fluency is not perfection. Confidence is the key. Now I earn a small income from my channel, not much, but enough to buy better internet and help my family. But more than money, I have something bigger: respect, confidence, and voice. Final thoughts of my story. I used to think English was only for rich people or city students. Now I know English is for anyone with a phone, a dream, and the will to try. I am still that same village boy, I still walk in slippers, still eat with my hands, still talk to cows. But now, I can also talk to the world. And if you're reading this and thinking, can I learn like Ram? My answer is simple. Yes, you can. Start today. One video, one word, one step at a time. As the days passed, my story started spreading beyond my village. One morning, I got a call from a local news channel. They said, "We want to interview you. You're the village boy who learned English from YouTube, right?" I was shocked. I had never spoken to a news reporter before. My hands were shaking. But I remembered one thing I had learned from English practice videos. Don't be afraid of mistakes. Speak from the heart. So I agreed. The next day, a camera team came to my village. They filmed me walking through the fields, teaching under the tree, and even showing how I learned from my mobile phone. During the interview, I said in English, "My name is Ram. I studied till class 6. I did not learn English in school. I learned from YouTube, and today I am teaching others. If I can do it, so can you." That video was broadcast on TV and uploaded online. Thousands of people watched it, some even from other states. Many young boys and girls messaged me, saying, "Paya, we are also from a small village. Please guide us. Your story gave me hope. I thought it was too late for me. You are like a big brother to us." I felt proud, but also very responsible. I knew I had to keep going, not just for me now, but for all the people who believed in me. So I made a promise to myself. Every day, I will help at least one person learn English, no matter how small the lesson is. Now, my life is simple but meaningful. I still live in my village. I still wake up early and help my family in the fields. But every evening, I sit down and make a new YouTube video. Sometimes it's about grammar. Sometimes it's about confidence. Sometimes it's just a message. Don't give up. My dream now is to build a small learning center in my village where children and adults can come, use free Wi-Fi, and learn English and other skills. I want every village boy and girl to feel what I feel today. The power of belief. My message to everyone: you don't need fancy schools, you don't need perfect English. You just need the will to learn. Remember, I am not a special person. I just took one small step, and I never stopped walking. So take your first step today. Watch one video, learn one word, and one day, your story will inspire others, just like mine. After my story was shown on TV, something happened that I never imagined. One evening, while I was preparing to record another video under the big mango tree, a group of young boys from a nearby village came to visit me. They had walked 6 kilometers just to meet me. One of them said, "Paya, I saw your story. I also want to speak English, but I have no mobile, no internet at home. What should I do?" That day, I realized something deeper. I didn't just learn English for myself. I learned it so I could help others. I gave the boys my printed notebook. It had small English sentences I had written for practice. I said, "Take this. Practice every day. Speak to each other in English, even if it's just good morning. And how are you?" That's how I started. They smiled and thanked me. As they walked back, I felt something inside my heart. a kind of happiness I had never felt before. It was not from money, not from fame. It came from giving back, my English Learning Center. With the help of a few kind people who saw my story online, I started a small English Learning Center. It's just a one-room hut near my house with a blackboard, 4 benches, and a small solar panel to charge one mobile phone. We call it Dream English Hut. Every evening, children gather there. We don't have fans, we don't have computers, but we have hope. We practice speaking. My name is Raju. I like mangoes. What is your name? I want to be a teacher. Sometimes I ask them, why do you want to learn English? One child said, so I can talk to doctors. Another said, so I can get a job in the city. And one little girl said, so I can become like you. I had tears in my eyes. I never imagined someone would say that about me. What I've learned in my journey. English is not just a language. It's a door to jobs, confidence, travel, and knowledge. But before English, you must learn one thing: self-belief. I was a poor boy with a small education, but I had a big dream, and I followed it with a small mobile phone and a lot of dedication. Now I speak in schools, help local shopkeepers write English boards, and guide other villagers who want to go to cities for work. And I always remind them, don't wait for someone to come and teach you. Start with what you have. Ending of my story, but not the end of the journey. I am still learning every day. Sometimes I make mistakes, but I never stop, because now I know something very powerful. Even a village boy can speak to the world if he chooses to learn. So whoever you are, village boy, farmer's daughter, shop worker, student, this is my message to you. Start today. Start small. Learn one English word, speak one English sentence, watch one useful video, repeat tomorrow, and never stop. Your future is waiting. Your story is waiting to be written, and one day, maybe you will tell your story just like I told mine. Thank you for walking with me through my journey. This is not the end. This is only the beginning. One day, something very special happened. I received an invitation letter. It was from a college in the city. They were organizing a seminar called Voices from the Villages, and they wanted me to come and speak. At first, I was scared. I thought, what if I make a mistake in front of all those educated people? But then I remembered I had made mistakes before. I had learned from them, and now I had something valuable to share, my truth. So I said yes. I borrowed a clean kurta and got on a bus. It was my first time leaving my district. I was nervous but excited. When I reached the college, I saw so many students, teachers, even journalists. All eyes were on me. I walked up to the stage, took a deep breath, and began. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Ram. I come from a small village. I studied only till class 6. But today I am here, speaking in English, because of YouTube, hard work, and a dream. The hall went silent. Everyone listened. I spoke slowly, honestly. I told them about my tree classes, my mobile lessons, and the children in my learning hut. When I finished, there was loud clapping. Some people even stood up. A professor came and shook my hand. He said, "You are not just a learner, you are a leader." What happened after that? My story was shared on more channels. I was invited to more schools. Even a local NGO approached me and said, "Ram, we want to help you build a better learning center." They gave us some books, chairs, a whiteboard, and even a second-hand computer. Now we don't just teach English. We teach confidence. We teach how to speak in interviews. We teach how to send emails. We teach that your background does not decide your future. My daily life now. Every morning I wake up at 5 a.m. I help my parents in the field. At 10 a.m., I sit under a tree and write down new lesson ideas. In the evening, I teach in the hut. At night, I record my YouTube videos. I still live in the village. I still eat simple food. But my life has changed. I am not just a village boy now. I am a dreamer, a doer, a teacher. My message to you, from my heart. Don't be afraid if you don't speak English now. Don't be ashamed if you studied only a little. Don't wait for the perfect day to begin. If you have a mobile, you have a classroom. If you have curiosity, you have a teacher. If you have courage, you have everything. So start today. Start now. Say one sentence, watch one video, read one word, and one day you will speak your own success story. Just like I spoke mine. This is my journey. This is my truth. And now, it's your turn. It's been 3 years since I spoke my first full sentence in English. Today, I speak to school students, college youths, village elders, even government officers. They call me Teacher Ram, or sometimes English Baya. But I still call myself a learner, because I believe learning never ends. One evening changed everything again. One evening, after finishing a class at the learning hut, I sat under the stars thinking, I learned English. I helped others. But what more can I do? Suddenly, I had a new idea. What if I can build a full-time online course? A free course, made for village people, using Hindi and simple English, taught in my own way. That night, I didn't sleep. I stayed up writing my plan, 30 lessons for beginners, real-life topics, farming, shopping, health, job interviews, slow and clear speaking practice, translation from Hindi to English, free worksheets to download. Next week, I recorded the first video on a second-hand laptop. Lesson 1. How to talk about yourself in English. I uploaded it on YouTube. The response shocked me. 1,000 views in 2 days. Messages from Bihar, Odisha, Assam, and even Nepal. Comments like, Sir, this is the first time I understood English. Please make more video like this. You are teaching from the heart. I cried reading those words. Because I saw myself in those messages, the boy who once couldn't speak at all. Now my dream is bigger. I want to create a village English academy, not a big building, but a big movement. A network of small centers in rural areas where any child or adult can walk in and learn English for free. Volunteers like me can teach using mobile phones, printed notes, and practice groups. Everyone is encouraged to speak, make mistakes, learn, and grow. I don't want to stop with just English. I want to teach life skills, computer use, and career advice. Why? Because language is the first step, but not the last. A message for young dreamers like me. If you are from a village like mine, if you studied in a small school, if people told you you can't do it, Then listen to me, brother. Listen to me, sister. You can. I am living proof. I had no smart classroom. I had no fluent teacher. All I had was a second-hand phone, slow internet, and a big dream. But I kept watching. I kept repeating. I kept trying. And today, I speak English. I teach others. I travel. I inspire. One final thought. People say, Ram, what's the secret? I smile and say, it's not English. It's believing in yourself, even when no one else does. This is not the end of my story. This is the beginning of many more. Because now, my goal is not just to speak English. My goal is to light the fire of learning in every village. And I won't stop until that dream becomes real. If you'd like, I can now help you. Turn this full story into a short book or ebook. Write the voiceover script for your YouTube storytelling video. Design a motivational poster or social media post for your audience. Translate this entire story into Hindi, Bengali, or any language you prefer. Even though many people now know my story, I still wake up each morning the same way, barefoot, stepping onto the cool mud floor of my village home, hearing the sounds of birds, and feeling the sunlight slowly enter my small room. Nothing outside has changed much, but inside me, everything has changed. Every time I meet a new learner, I see my old self, the shy boy, the scared one, the one who thought, maybe I can never speak English. So now, I do more than teach. I encourage, I motivate, and I remind them that I once stood where they are standing now. A proud moment, my student's first speech. One of the proudest moments of my journey came not from me speaking, but from watching a student speak. His name was Sanjay. He was 15, quiet, and always sat at the back of my village class. At first, he could only say, "My name is Sanjay." That too, with great difficulty. But I kept encouraging him. I told him, "Speak one line today, 2 tomorrow." After 6 months, I gave him a surprise task. "Sanjay, next week you will speak for 2 minutes in English." He was nervous. He practiced daily. I corrected his grammar, helped with pronunciation, and most of all, I told him, "You don't need to be perfect. You just need to try." The big day came. The whole class was watching. Sanjay stood up and said, "Good evening, my friends. My name is Sanjay. I am from this village. I learn English from Ram Bhaiya. Before I was afraid, but now I speak. I am not perfect, but I am proud. Thank you." Everyone clapped. I had tears in my eyes. That day I realized this was bigger than my story. Now, this was our story. A story of many boys and girls like me finding their voice. The real power of English. Let me tell you something honestly. Speaking English didn't make me better than anyone, but it made me braver. It opened new doors. It gave me the power to understand people from other states, apply for online work, read books and articles from around the world, speak without fear in front of educated crowds, guide young learners who were once just like me. That is the power I want every village child to have. A look to the future. Today, I am working on something big, a full spoken English course in Hindi and English, a free mobile app for rural students, building 10 small learning centers across 5 villages, training local boys and girls to become English mentors. But I can't do it alone. So I am inviting people like you who are reading my story now. If you have learned something from this journey, share it. If you believe in education, support someone near you. And if you still think it's too late for you to learn English, let my voice be your answer. It's never too late. You are never too small. A big dream needs only a small start. My final words in this chapter, but not the end. I started with Class 6 education. I learned English from free YouTube videos. I taught under a tree with one phone and one heart. And today, I teach thousands. If I can do this, from a simple village, so can you. So I leave you with one line, the line I tell all my students. Don't wait to be perfect in English. Start speaking today. Mistakes are not the end, they are the beginning. Thank you for being part of my journey. Now go begin your own. Ram, the village boy who dared to speak. Would you like me to? Create a YouTube voiceover script from this story. Write a short motivational book version. Help you publish this story on a blog, video, or social media. Time passed. Months turned into years, and what started as a one-person journey became a movement. More people began reaching out from villages I had never even heard of. Some wrote, "I am a farmer's daughter. I want to speak like you." Others said, "I work at a tea stall. Can I learn too?" And I always replied with a smile, "Yes, you can. Just begin." Village English Academy becomes real. With the help of generous people, kind supporters, and even former students who now teach others, we built the first Village English Academy hut. It has one solar panel, 2 old smartphones, a whiteboard and markers, handwritten posters of English words and daily sentences, and most importantly, smiles, hope, and effort. Children come running barefoot after school. Mothers bring their small kids and sit in the corner, learning quietly. One old man came and said, "I want to learn how to speak with my grandson in English." That day I realized, education has no age. Only courage matters. Going digital, reaching thousands online. Though our center is small, our reach is big. Every night, after teaching offline, I sit with my notebook and shoot short lessons for YouTube. 10 daily English sentences with Hindi meaning. How to speak English at the railway station. English for vegetable sellers. English for WhatsApp chats. I don't use big grammar or fancy editing. I just speak with love, the way I would teach my little brother. And slowly, my channel began to grow. From 10 subscribers to 100 to 10,000, and then beyond. Not because I was perfect, but because I was real. People from all over the world. One day, I got a comment from someone in South Africa. "I don't understand Hindi, but your method is so simple. I learned from your body language and expressions." Another from Bangladesh wrote, "You inspired me to teach children in my village too. From my tiny hut in India, my voice had traveled beyond borders." That's when I understood. Language connects us all, even if our lives are different. Letters that touched my heart. I have a box where I keep handwritten letters from my students. Some are written in broken English, some in Hindi, some just drawings with "Thank you, Bhaiya" written under a stick figure. One letter I'll never forget said, "I used to think I was stupid because I couldn't speak English. Now I know I'm smart. Thank you for showing me." That one line made every struggle worth it. My real success. People ask me now, "Ram, are you successful?" And I say, success is not having money or big buildings. Success is seeing someone speak their first English sentence with a smile. Success is watching a mother teach her child what she just learned. Success is when your journey becomes a light for someone else. That is the real reward. And now, what's next? I'm not done yet. Here's what I'm working on now. A mobile app for spoken English with rural-friendly design. A book, Speak Like Me, English for Every Village. An English on Wheels van to reach deep villages. A stage show from Bhojpuri to English to inspire rural youth through drama. A training program for 100 rural teachers by next year. And most importantly, I will continue to speak, teach, and inspire until every village boy and girl believes, yes, I can learn too. My last words to you today. You may not have gone to a big school. You may not speak perfect English. You may feel nervous or shy. But trust me, friend. Speak one word today. Watch one video today. Learn one line today. Repeat tomorrow. Never give up. And one day, your voice will tell your story just like mine did. This is not the end. This is just a village boy lighting many more lamps. Are you ready to light yours? Would you like to turn this story into a motivational video script for your channel? A short booklet or ebook you can publish or sell? A stage drama or school play based on the story? Let me know, and we'll build something beautiful together. Every journey has turning points, and mine had one more. An unexpected letter. One quiet afternoon, while I was sweeping the floor of our small learning hut, the village postman came and handed me a letter. It was written in English, printed on thick white paper with a golden stamp at the top. I opened it slowly. It was an invitation from a university in Delhi. They were hosting an event called Voices of Rural India, Stories that Inspire Change. And they wanted me, Ram from the village, to be the keynote speaker. Couldn't believe it. I kept looking at the letter again and again. I read the words aloud. We would be honored to have you speak and share your journey with students, teachers, and leaders from across the country. My hands were shaking. I looked around at the children, the posters on the wall, the dusty floor, and I whispered to myself, this is not just my success. This is for everyone who was told they can't do anything in life, just because they come from a small village. The Delhi speech, my strongest voice. On the day of the event, I wore a simple kurta and my old chappals. I had no fancy clothes, no English accent, but I carried something far more powerful, truth and experience. I walked up to the stage. The lights were bright, but I wasn't scared. I looked into the crowd and began, "Good afternoon. My name is Ram. I studied only till class 6. I did not learn English in a school. I learned English from a mobile phone under a mango tree. There was silence in the hall. People leaned forward. I shared everything, from my first broken sentences to my YouTube journey to my dream of teaching in every village. I ended with one simple line. You don't need perfect English to change the world. You need courage, discipline, and heart. The audience stood and clapped. Some even had tears in their eyes. The message reaches millions. That speech was shared online. It reached news channels, educational blogs, WhatsApp groups in rural schools, even a few international education platforms. People from Kenya, Pakistan, Bangladesh, and Nepal messaged me. They said, "We want to start something like your center here." And that's when I understood. My dream was no longer just for my village. It had become a movement for the world. What my life looks like now. My daily life is still simple. Wake up before sunrise and help my father in the fields. I teach students in the learning hut. I record YouTube videos every evening. I answer questions from learners around the world. I help village youth apply for online jobs and college exams. But now, I am also training volunteers to open more village learning centers, working with NGOs to send tablets and books to students, planning to start a rural teacher training camp called Teach from the Soil, building a YouTube video library of free spoken English lessons, career advice, and confidence tips, all in simple Hindi-English mix. The dream that lives in every corner. Do you know what makes me happiest? Not the awards, not the interviews, not the views or likes. It's when a small child comes running up to me and says, "Baya, I said my first full English sentence today." Or when a mother shyly tells me, "I practiced 5 new words while cooking." Or when a teenager says, "I applied for my first job because of your video." That is my real achievement. That is my purpose. And finally, for you, dear reader, dear friend, maybe you live in a small town. Maybe you're scared to speak English. Maybe people have laughed at you. Ignore them. Start anyway. Because one day, those same people will say, "You did what we never thought was possible." If I, a barefoot village boy with just a phone and a dream, can speak English, teach thousands, and inspire the world, then you can too. All you have to do is begin. This is not the end of the story. This is the fire I leave in your hands. Now, it's your turn to light your village, your street, your home. Are you ready? Would you like this full story formatted into a motivational ebook or PDF? A YouTube storytelling script with voiceover suggestions? A stage drama play version for your school or village program? So here I am, Ram, still a village boy at heart. But now, I am not walking alone. Every day, I receive messages from boys and girls, men and women, even grandparents who say, "Your story gave me the strength to begin. And now, I have a new goal, not just to teach, but to create leaders, not just to inspire, but to pass the torch. Because I realized I am not the hero of this story anymore. You are. The torch is in your hands now. If you are reading this, you are already halfway there. The fact that you're here means you have a fire inside you. Maybe it's small, maybe it's just a spark, but that's all it takes to light a whole village. So let me guide you, just like I guided myself. 5 simple rules I follow even today. Speak every day, even if you're alone. I used to talk to animals in English. Good morning, cow. How are you, goat? Now I talk to people, but it started with courage, not company. Watch, listen, repeat. Choose 1 video per day. Pause, repeat, speak aloud. Even if you don't understand everything, your brain is learning. Write daily sentences. Start with, I wake up at 6 a.m. I eat rice. I help my mother. Small sentences become big confidence. Make mistakes proudly. Your mistake is your teacher. Your silence is your enemy. Speak wrong English with confidence until it becomes right. Teach 1 person what you learn. If you learn 1 word, teach it to your brother. If you watch 1 lesson, explain it to your friend. This is how we grow. Together. What's happening now? My village is no longer just a village. It is now a model, a classroom, a movement. We now have 5 learning huts in 3 nearby villages, a community of 50+ local volunteer teachers, 300+ daily learners across YouTube, WhatsApp, and offline classes. A mobile app in progress called Speak Simple. People come from nearby districts just to sit in our learning circles. Some walk for an hour, some cycle. No one is paid, no one is forced, but everyone leaves with a new word and a new smile. 1 award I'll never forget. Recently, I received a call from a state official. He said, Ram, you have been selected for the Youth Empowerment Award. I went to the city, received the trophy, and gave a short speech. But when I returned to my village, a small girl ran up and gave me a hand-drawn card. It said in broken letters, Thank you, Baya, you my hero. She meant, Thank you, Baya, you are my hero. That card meant more than any award, because it came from the heart of the very people I work for, the learners, the dreamers, the future. The real ending? No, a beginning for you. I've told you everything. My story, my struggles, my mistakes, my message. Now the question is not about me. The question is, what will you do? Will you watch that first English video today? Will you write your first sentence tonight? Will you speak without fear tomorrow? Because if you do that, then one day someone will tell your story. They'll say, there was once a boy-girl from a small village who spoke English with the power of belief. So I leave you with one final message. Start where you are. Use what you have. Do what you can, and never, ever stop learning. You are not just learning English. You are building your life. And life starts with one small step. Let the world hear your voice. And when you're ready to tell your story, I'll be the first one clapping for you. With all my heart, Ram, the village boy who believed. Would you like this entire story turned into a beautiful printed storybook or ebook for readers and students? A motivational speech script for stage programs or social events? A YouTube storytelling video with scenes, voiceovers, and subtitles? Time has passed. The mango tree under which I learned my first English word still stands. But today, It is not just a tree, it is a symbol. Children gather under it, holding notebooks, repeating sentences like, I am learning English. I can speak now. My name is, and I have a dream. And as I stand beside them, listening, watching, guiding, I realize something. This story is no longer about me. This story is about all of us. It is about every voice that was once afraid and now chooses to speak. My life's new mission, a Million Voices project. I now call my dream the Million Voices Project, because I don't want to just help 10 or 100 or 1,000 people speak English. I want to help 1 million people, from small villages, tea stalls, bus stands, fishing towns, hill tribes, farmlands, border areas, speak with confidence and hope. How? Here's the plan. 1 village, 1 teacher, 1 learning circle. Free learning kits, phone-based or printed. Daily WhatsApp or SMS-based lessons for those without smartphones. Special lessons for women, farmers, shopkeepers, and senior citizens. 1 powerful message: English is for everyone. And you, reading this, you can be part of it. A letter to every learner from my heart. Dear friend, you may feel small. You may feel unsure. You may think, can someone like me learn English? Let me answer clearly. Yes, you can, because I did. And I was just like you. Don't worry if people laugh at your grammar. Don't stop if someone says, it's too late. Don't compare yourself with others. Just do one thing. Keep walking. Learn 1 word a day. Speak 1 sentence without fear. Ask 1 question. Practice 1 more time. And one day, you will not only speak English. You will speak your truth. You will inspire your street. You will lift others. And your voice will travel further than your feet ever could. One final moment I will never forget. A few weeks ago, at our 100 village class, a young girl named Artie stood up. She looked nervous, but smiled. She said in clear English, before I met Rampaya, I never thought a village girl like me could speak. But now I speak. I teach my younger brother, and one day I will become an English teacher too. Everyone clapped. I turned away quickly, not because I was shy, but because my eyes had filled with tears. At that moment I knew, even if I do nothing else in life, this one voice was enough. Now it's your turn to begin. I invite you now, not just to learn from my journey, but to start your own. Whether you're a student, a farmer, a mother, a shopkeeper, a driver, or a dreamer, your journey can begin right now. Not tomorrow, not next year, not when I have time. Right now, with 1 word, with 1 step. Your story starts today, so pick up that pen, open that app, press play on that video, speak, even if your voice shakes. Because the next time someone writes a story like this, it might be your name on the first line. Thank you for listening to my story. Now I can't wait to hear yours. With love, Ram, the village boy who spoke English so others could too. Would you like me to now? Format this full story into a storybook, PDF or print ready. Create a YouTube video script with intro, outro, and visual scenes. Help you design a speech, school project, or awareness campaign based on this. Even today, I still sit under that same tree where it all began, but I don't sit alone anymore. Around me are children with dreams in their eyes, mothers holding babies and notebooks, boys who once feared English, now speaking it proudly, girls who are now teaching their fathers the words, "Thank you," and "How are you?" That little corner of my village, once silent, is now filled with words, laughter, and light. We now call it Sapno Kaped, the Tree of Dreams. What has changed and what hasn't? What changed? I now speak to thousands. I am invited to schools, colleges, and online webinars. Our YouTube channel has over 1 lay subscribers. Our printed lessons have reached 13 states. The name Village English is now known across India. What has not changed? I still live in my village. I still teach for free. I still use a chalkboard and a whiteboard with cracks. I still speak slowly, clearly, so even the shyest learner understands. Because I believe success should never take you away from your roots. It should help your roots grow deeper. Letters from the heart and the world. I now receive letters in envelopes, emails, even WhatsApp voice notes. Some come from deep villages where people still walk to fetch water. These are not just messages. These are proof that a village voice can reach the world. The next dream, 1,000 trees of dreams. My biggest mission now is called 1,000 Trees of Dreams. I want to help plant 1,000 village learning spots across India, each with a chalkboard, a speaker and mobile phone, a mentor, trained volunteer, free lessons in simple Hindi English. One promise: no one will feel small just because they can't speak English. We don't need big classrooms, we need big hearts. The day I felt the world listening. Recently, I was invited to an international virtual education summit. I spoke English live, on Zoom, with people from 12 countries watching. I began just like I began my very first video. Hello everyone, I am Ram. I come from a small village in India, and today I am here because I believed in small steps. After my speech, one teacher from Africa said, "Ram, your story is not just Indian, it is global. You are hope for rural children everywhere." I was silent for a moment, because that's when I truly understood. A single voice, no matter how small, can echo across the world. A final word for the one reading this now. Friend, whether you are rich or poor, young or old, educated or not, know this: you do not need perfect grammar. You do not need a fancy phone or a big city school. You need patience, practice, purpose, and most of all, belief in yourself. So today, I pass the story to you. Write your first page, speak your first sentence, plant your own tree of dreams. Because in the end, this story isn't mine anymore. It belongs to every village boy, every dreaming girl, every learner who refuses to give up. From village boy to English speaker will not end here. It lives on in you. So go ahead. Start your chapter, tell your story, light the next fire. And remember, I will always be here. cheering you on from under the mango tree. With love and respect, Ram, the village boy who spoke so others would believe. If you'd like, I can now. Design this full story as a booklet or ebook, PDF. Write the YouTube video narration and scene descriptions. Help you create a script for school drama, role play, or speech. Translate this into Hindi, Bengali, or any Indian language for wider reach. Years ago, I sat with a broken phone, slow internet, and broken English. Today, I sit with thousands of learners, from villages, towns, hills, deserts, and cities, all connected, not by perfection but by passion. I often tell them, you are not weak because you don't speak English. You are strong because you still choose to learn. And every time I say it, I feel like that small boy again, nervous, excited, full of dreams. My vision, an India where no child says, I'm not good enough. I now work with teachers, volunteers, and dreamers across the country. Together, we are building something I never thought possible, a mobile library van that brings books and lessons to the most remote villages, an online training program for rural youth to become community English leaders, a series of video stories showing real village learners finding their voice, just like I once did. A campaign called One Sentence a Day, where learners record and share one English sentence every day for 30 days. It's not about fluency, it's about fearlessness. My favorite line to teach, people often ask, Rambaya, what's the first line you teach every student? I always say, my name is Bookstar, I am not afraid to speak. That's it. Simple, powerful, true. Because once you speak that sentence with heart, you've already won. True. Because once you speak that sentence with heart, you've already won. One last story I must tell you. At our one-year celebration of Sapno Kaped, I was giving out certificates. A little boy, maybe 8 years old, came running to the stage with a torn shirt and shining eyes. He held his certificate tight and said loudly into the mic, My name is Aman. I from this village. I speak English now. Thank you, Rambaya. You changed my life. The crowd clapped. Some cried. I didn't speak. I just hugged him. Because that's when I knew. This is no longer a story. It is a movement. It is a revolution. It is a light passed from hand to hand, voice to voice, village to village. My final words to you, for real this time. Dear dreamer, dear speaker, dear future teacher, dear believer. Write your first English word today. Say your first English sentence today. Take your first bold step today. Not for me, not for show, but for the child you once were, and the hero you're about to become. You have read my story from the beginning. Now I ask you only one thing. Will you live your story out loud? Because someone, somewhere, is waiting to hear you speak. And when you do, I'll be listening. With all my heart, Ram, the village boy who became a voice and passed the mic to you. Let's build something beautiful together. Would you like this entire story as a beautifully designed PDF, ebook to share with others? A complete video script with background scenes and narration lines. A short drama or school performance based on this journey. Translations into Hindi, Bengali, Bhojpuri, or more. Now that you've come with me this far, I must tell you a truth. Stories like mine don't really end. They grow, they spread, they become seeds in the hearts of others. And if you've read this far, it means one of those seeds is in you. You may be a learner, you may be a teacher, you may be someone quietly hoping, can I do this too? Let me tell you one last time, yes, you can. A new mission. The First Voice Challenge. To reach even more dreamers, we've started a new challenge called the First Voice Challenge. Here's how it works. Speak one sentence in English, any sentence. Record it on your phone, even if it's not perfect. Share it with a friend, teacher, or group. Challenge one more person to do the same. Simple? Yes. But it builds confidence like nothing else. Thousands have already joined. Children, rickshaw pullers, shopkeepers, housewives, and retired uncles. They say, I may not be fluent, but I am no longer silent. My dream for the future. One day, I want to see an English learning circle in every village of India, every child standing on stage, speaking with pride. Mothers helping daughters fill job forms in English. Farmers explaining their produce in global markets. A generation of teachers who came from mud floors and mango trees like I did. And when people ask, where did it all begin? Someone will smile and say, it began with a village boy who watched YouTube and never stopped believing. A personal message to you. Dear friend, this may be the last page of the story, but it could be the first page of yours. So here's what I invite you to do. Write your own story, even 2 lines. Record your English journey, even if it's just day 1. Start your own tree of dreams, even if it's just teaching your sister. Become the voice for someone who thinks they don't have one. And if you ever feel like giving up, come back here. Read this story again. You'll remember where it all began. And finally, if I, Ram, a village boy with a Class 6 education, could speak to the world using free videos and simple hope, then so can you. Your voice matters. Your journey matters. The world is waiting. Go speak it. Rumins over crime. Ram, and all the silent dreamers who are now ready to speak. Let's make this story live on. Would you like a storybook of this journey to gift or share? A YouTube video script and scenes for this story? A school play or stage performance script based on it? A translated version in your regional language? So now, the pages are full, the chapters have been written, the voice that once whispered under a mango tree has been heard across villages, towns, even countries. But here's the secret. The story was never about Ram alone. It was always about you. The moment you believed in it, it became your story too. What I see now. When I close my eyes, I don't see myself standing on a stage. I see a girl in a tea garden repeating her first English line. A boy on a rooftop in Bihar practicing with broken grammar but full heart. A father sitting beside his daughter, both reading aloud from a handwritten page. A young YouTuber teaching English in his own local dialect. And a million sparks waiting to become a flame. That is the real success. That is the real ending. But even more, that is the real beginning for you. If you don't know where to start, let me give you something very simple. Right now, after reading this story, say this aloud. My name is blank. I may not speak perfect English, but I speak with courage, and I will not stop until I shine. Write that sentence. Say it 5 times. Then say it tomorrow. Then teach someone else. This is how the story continues, without books, without borders, without limits. One day, your story will inspire others. And who knows? One day, a student will write a school essay about you. Your video may help someone across the border. Your voice may be played in a classroom, in a village you've never seen. And someone, somewhere, will say, I want to be like you, just like you once said about me. Now, it's your turn to choose. Would you like to now turn this journey into a motivational YouTube video in your voice? Create a spoken English video course for your own village or town? Print this as a small book or storybook to give to learners or students? Make a poster, banner, or drama script for a school or community program. I am here to help you build it. Because I meant it when I said, this is not my story anymore. It's yours, and the world is ready to hear it. Now it's time for your voice to rise. There's a reason you've read every word. It means something inside you is already burning, quietly, bravely, waiting for permission. So let me give you that permission right now. You are ready. Not tomorrow, not next month, now. You don't need perfect English. You don't need a certificate. You don't even need confidence at first. You just need to say, I will start. And from that one sentence, your entire world can change. Let's begin together right here with this simple story starter. I come from a small place, but I have a big dream. I want to speak English, not to show off, but to connect, to grow, and to help others like me. Write this in your notebook. Say it out loud. Record yourself. Smile. That's your first paragraph. That's your story. Let's build something from your journey. Here's how we can turn your beginning into something powerful. Option 1. Your video story. I'll help you write your script. You record it using your phone. I'll help you with subtitles, voice style, even background music. Result? A YouTube video that tells your from Visible to English journey. Option 2. Your ebook or mini storybook. Share your real story with me in any language. I will help you turn it into a beautiful 3 to 5 page ebook. You can share it on WhatsApp, in school, or online. Result: your name, your words, your book. Option 3. Your village English circle. I'll help you set up a small class with just one phone and one notebook. I'll provide the first 5-day English plan in simple Hindi English. You become the mentor in your lane, street, village, or basti. Result: you change lives, starting with your own. 2000. The promise you make now, if you believe in yourself today, just 1% more than yesterday, then promise me this. You won't stop. You'll write your first sentence. You'll speak even with mistakes. You'll help someone else take their first step. Because the truth is, the world doesn't need perfect English speakers. The world needs brave ones, and I know you are one of them. Thank you. And now, it's over to you. You've walked this whole journey with me, from a dusty classroom to a stage, from silence to speech. And now, it's your turn.